From Consumers Energy, and I appreciate the second chance to be here. The last time I tried to do this, we had a lot of snow, and tonight it's really cold outside. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a community update. I'm going to do part of the presentation, and then I'm going to turn it over to Darlene Custer, who's going to tell you about a program that's available to income qualified residents in the city of Saginaw, and you've really got to know about this program because it's a great program to help our customers save energy. So I'm going to go through several different topics tonight. First of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of a primer on electric and gas systems in here, kind of briefly, electric and gas 101, and talk a little bit about how they work because you see it and you hear a lot about it. A lot of people don't really understand how it goes from the beginning to your house, to your furnace, or to a light bulb in your home. Secondly, I'm going to tell you about investments. I will tell you now Consumers Energy is bullish on Saginaw. We have in our history here in Saginaw invested a lot in the city of Saginaw. I'm going to show you again that we continue that trend and the investments that we've made here in the city of Saginaw in electric and gas and as a corporate citizen for the past 3 years. Lastly, community, we have over 400 people who work at our Saginaw headquarters here in Saginaw. And these people take it very personally. They're involved in their community, and I'm going to show you some of the things that we do in our community, and especially something that we started doing just this past year, and we hope to expand on next year. And finally, I'm going to kick it over to Darlene, who's going to talk about the Helping Neighbors program. So first, let's talk about natural gas, which seems really appropriate right now. A lot of you have mentioned that we hope everybody is able to stay warm. I will tell you, so do we. And we've got people working day and night 24/7 to make sure that happens. But I'll do a public address announcement that I make to several of the neighborhood associations when I talk to them. Nobody knows your neighborhood like you know your neighborhood. Nobody knows the people living in your neighborhood like you know the people living in your neighborhood. And you know the people in your neighborhood who are most vulnerable under conditions like we have today. Keep an eye on those people. We need to take care of each other. We need to keep an eye on each other. So one of the best advices I can give you, our people are working hard to make sure that all the natural gas is available for everybody to keep their homes warm. Things can happen. So this is our chance to be good neighbors to our neighbors and make sure that we keep an eye on the people who really need us to keep an eye on them. So let's talk about the natural gas system. I will tell you this system is working full force right now. And here's the basics. Here's the 101 version of how it works. We're going to start on the left, and we get gas from a lot of areas. We get gas from a lot of areas throughout the company. Some here in Michigan, the Gulf of Mexico, and a lot of different areas of the company. So the gas comes from a very wide variety of sources. You're going to see when we look at the sources, it comes from a lot of areas, and we move a lot of gas through the country and through the state of Michigan. Gas goes from all these various sources in the country to a collection point. And one of those major collection points that we have that serves our area is called the Henry Hub. You'll notice if you look at prices of natural gas, Henry Hub is one of the prices that's quoted for natural gas. It is a major collection point in the country for all the natural gas supplies. From there, we move it on to our system and what we call city gates. City gates are kind of obscure. They're just small little metal structures that we have located throughout various areas. It is our major local connection point for gas that we're going to distribute to our customers here in the city of Saginaw. From there we go to small regulator stations here, and the regulator stations simply drop the gas pressure down from hundreds of pounds down to smaller and smaller pressures in here so we can deliver it to your home or to your business at the pressure that you need to operate your appliances correctly. And lastly, the gas goes through the meter to your home. It regulates that pressure to your home and delivers natural gas to all of the appliances in your house. One of the unique features we have here in the state of Michigan is we have the ability to store natural gas underground here in the state of Michigan. We have numerous storage sites here in the state of Michigan. There's two ways it can be stored, sometimes in salt areas, or what we do on the left is we put it in porous rock areas. What's the advantage of doing that? The advantage of doing that is we can purchase gas any time of the year, and we can store the gas and deliver that gas to our customers. So in the summer, when gas prices tend to be lower, we can purchase some of our gas during the summer at lower prices. We put it into the gas storage. In the wintertime, when our customers need gas like they do now, we draw that out of storage and deliver it to our customers. So it allows us purchasing options here in the state of Michigan for natural gas to look for the best price, and when we find the best price, we have the ability to buy it at that best price and store it and deliver it to our customers at a lower gas price. There's where the natural gas comes from across the country. You will notice it is a spider web of interconnected pipeline systems throughout the country. Major collection points through the Gulf of Mexico, down in Texas, and even in Michigan. We get a lot of our gas here from Michigan also. But gas is a very, very complicated. It's all about finding the spot where the natural gas is available and moving from that point, if that's the Gulf of Mexico, all the way up the country into Michigan, regulating the gas, making sure it is delivered to your homes or businesses at the right pressure, and everything works correctly. We have people who do that job full-time and 24/7 to make sure that works for our customers. Consumers Energy has invested, continues to invest in natural gas in the city of Saginaw. In the city of Saginaw, we have 21 regulator stations. We have 276 miles of distribution pipe. It's the plastic pipe that's under the ground. Most recent, our 3-year investment recently in the city of Saginaw for natural gas is $1.76 million that we've invested in the city of Saginaw. And our current value of natural gas assets here in the Saginaw is $31 million. Let's switch to electric. Again, I'm going to go through the 101 primer of how the electric system works, and I'll start by telling you one of the differences between natural gas, which the city might recognize. You're going to say, that's a lot like water works. We draw it from a source, we pressurize the system, and we deliver it. Electric's a little bit differently, and here's what's different about it. What makes the whole electric system start is not plants generating electricity, it's customers turning on an appliance. So the whole thing starts with somebody in their home flipping on a switch. And when you turn on a switch, it starts a whole series of events taking place. The first thing that takes place is we need to make the exact amount of electricity that's demanded by your homes, by Hemlock Semiconductor, by businesses here in Saginaw, by anybody in here. When you create the need for electricity, we have to instantly manufacture that exact amount of electricity. It's a zero-sum game. So there's a lot of ways we do that. It could be from our Carnwedick plant over in Bay County. It could be from the natural gas Thetford plant that we're planning on building in Thetford Township in Genesee County if we get through the approval process. It could be hydro operations. Not many people know this, but we are the oldest renewable utility in the state of Michigan. We've been doing it since 1931 with hydro operations. So I remember the song, I was country before country was cool. We were renewable before renewable was cool. In 1931, we've been doing it ever since. And nobody today in the state of Michigan makes and delivers more renewable energy than Consumers Energy. And hydro operations are a large part of that. We also have wind, which is a result of the 2008 legislation that I'll mention in just a minute. Wind is another renewable energy resource that's very, very visible, and you can see it in a lot of different areas. West of town through Gratiot County, south towards the Frankenmuth area, there's a lot of different areas, a lot in the Thumb. Our first wind farm just went into production Thanksgiving Day of last year over in Mason County on the west side of the state. Our second wind farm we expect to be in production in 2 years over in Akron Township in Tuscola County on the east side of the state. Or it could be solar. We have a lot of different sources of making electricity, but the key is we need to make sure that we make exactly the amount that is needed, when it's needed, whenever it's needed, 24/7. From there, the electricity is moved from any one of those various sources onto what we call the electric transmission system. Now, this one piece of the system in here is the one part of this whole system that we don't own. Because that is regulated by the federal government, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, we have divested ourselves of the transmission component, and ITC, the Interstate Transmission Company, now owns this part of the system, the transmission part of the system. Here's what it looks like. Typically, the transmission system is the wires on the metal poles. It is high voltage, so we move a lot of electricity at very high voltage across long distances. From there, it goes what's called to a substation. A substation is going to drop this voltage down to what we call distribution voltage, which is what we have here in the city. Substation could look like this. From the substation, it goes on to our distribution system. The distribution system is probably what we're most familiar with. It's what you'll see throughout here, the city. The overhead distribution system is the wire that's on wooden poles. And then from there it goes to one more thing that reduces the voltage on here. It goes through a transformer. An underground transformer looks like this. You'll notice anywhere that we have underground distribution system, like in subdivisions, you'll always notice in there, I call them the green boxes, you'll always notice those green boxes, and those green boxes are the last place where we drop the voltage down to what our homes use, 120, 240 voltage to our homes. It's the last place that we drop that voltage down before it goes into your home. If it's an overhead system on a pole, it looks like this. The transformer's on a pole. And then from there it goes into your home and it turns on a light bulb, and hopefully the light bulbs that it turns on are compact fluorescent light bulbs because they give you more energy for less cost. Here's our electric infrastructure system in the city of Saginaw and our most recent investments. We serve 30,500 customers here in the city of Saginaw, which would be a home. That's a customer to us. We have 248 miles of overhead distribution system, 47 miles of underground distribution system, 34 miles of high voltage distribution system, 19 substations. Our 3-year investment here in the city of Saginaw is $8.4 million into our electric system here in Saginaw, bringing the current value as of last year of $45 million. Consumers Energy is very bullish on the city of Saginaw, so we have continued to and we will continue to invest in the city of Saginaw. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit, because not only have we invested heavily in electric and gas infrastructure here in the city of Saginaw, we have 400 employees here who work in the city of Saginaw, and they take it personal. They take it personal by being involved in Habitat for Humanity, by being involved in Coats for Kids, a number of different things, Walk for Warmth. We're on boards. We're on the Saginaw Future Board, the United Way Board. We're involved in a lot of different things in the community in here. Our employees take pride in their involvement in this community. They take it personal. So you will see Consumers Energy employees involved in the community. Last year we involved in a really exciting project as a part of our 125th birthday. We contributed $125,000 to the city of Saginaw. That was matched by the Community Foundation, Saginaw Community Foundation, and we used that for Deindorfer Park and have helped make improvements in Deindorfer Park, and our employees were involved in working in that area also. Last year, for the first time, we partnered in a collaborative partnership here in the city of Saginaw to try to help our neighbors and try to help our residents take control of their neighborhoods. It's called Light Up the City, and Light Up a City is a collaborative effort between Consumers Energy, between neighborhoods, and between a couple of special people who are in the room tonight, State Trooper Liz Hunt and Police Officer Jonathan Beerline. And you'll see the picture on the left where they're doing the neighborhood patrols in here. So what they're encouraging to do by going through neighborhood, we're getting neighborhood associations, we're getting residents to walk through the neighborhood, encouraging them to turn on their porch lights. But to make it a little bit better, to make sure when they turn on those porch lights, they use less energy, Darlene tags along with them and gives them compact fluorescent bulbs so they can put those light bulbs into their porch lights. This was a pilot program that we did last year, and it started really, really well, and we think it is really, really excited. And we're going to do that again this year. We hope to get into even more neighborhoods this year. We hope to get more people involved in that program this year and have more neighbors light up the city to help take control of our neighborhoods. In addition to all this involvement with the employees here in the city of Saginaw, we have donated, we have been sponsorships through contributions, $1.05 million here in the city of Saginaw in our corporate citizenship effort in here. Now let me switch gears a little bit. In 2008, as I mentioned, the Michigan legislature passed the first comprehensive energy law in the state of Michigan. There were two very notable offshoots from that. One, as I mentioned, is for the first time ever, it mandated that the state and utilities in the state of Michigan were in the renewable energy business. So that's one of the very visible, tangible results of what happened from the 2008 energy law. The second thing that it did is it said the cheapest energy that our customers in our state can use, the cheapest energy for the state of Michigan is the energy that we don't use. So it created the opportunity for consumers to partner with our customers and help our customers reduce the cost of energy investments by giving our customers money to to reduce investments in energy investments. The return that we've seen from energy efficiency really tells about the success of this program. For every dollar that we have spent to help our customers offset expenses for energy investments, they have saved $3.50 in energy. In Saginaw County alone, we have invested since 2008, and this program became available, $4.7 million. Consumers is very, very bullish in the city of Saginaw, and we're going to continue to do that. So that's a little bit about the programs, our system, our investments in the city of Saginaw, and now I'm going to turn it over to Darlene to talk about a really exciting program, which is the Helping Neighbors program.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Councilman, for inviting me, Mayor. Appreciate it. Consumers Energy's Helping Neighbors program. Its inception began here in the area last May, and I'm very excited to share with you because I need your help. I need your help getting the word out because there are still more homes that could use the Helping Neighbors program, and we need to step it up this year. Helping Neighbors program is empowering households, building communities, and it's brought to you by Consumers Energy. It's energy efficiency, it's weatherization in the homes. It's no cost to participate. There's no pending bill or cost whatsoever. It's available to those that either rent or own their home. We do the energy efficiency measures to improve the energy efficiency and the comfort of the home. It's going to help save money, put money back into the pockets of those that could use it for other things such as, I don't know, food and other necessities of life. They also get an opportunity. One of the unique things about the Helping Neighbors program is that there's also an educational piece to it. The trained energy technicians who are phenomenal that do come in and do the actual installs into the home of the weatherization products, and they also do the analysis of the home. At the end of it, they will educate the homeowner or the resident on some other ways that they can reduce the energy use in their house, and also their findings when they do that home audit. These guys are really great, and they're always ready to go. Their trucks are loaded and ready to hit the roads every day. So the eligibility is pretty self-explanatory. 200% of the DOE income guidelines. And the other qualification is that you could not have previous energy efficiency upgrades, because the money is regulated by the state of Michigan through the Public Service Commission, and we have to follow the guidelines there. The Home Energy Analysis Program, for those that don't qualify due to their income maybe above that, is another program that Consumers Energy offers because they want to take care of all their customers, not just a select few. The participation is voluntary. It doesn't, as I said before, it doesn't cost anything. And the income guidelines, that's going to change a little bit once the DOE produces those for us. So we don't want to wait. We want to get folks in there right now. So what do? They're going to check the attic insulation, recommend it for more attic insulation if they qualify. A furnace tune-up, which also includes a change of filter and a programmable thermostat. Air leakage testing, that's phenomenal in this area. How many homes that we find that, especially in the basements, the band joist area, which is the area between the top floor and the cement, we find that gap, and we'll find little holes and stuff. And when they do the air leakage testing, that's when we can come up with some ways that, and we will also do that and seal it up for them so that they can have less air leakage. Carbon monoxide testing, there's a big one. We've already had a couple homes that the homeowners have been found to have high levels of carbon monoxide unbeknownst to them. We have found the cause and have rectified it for them, so it's been a really good life-saving opportunity too. Water heater pipe wrap, high efficiency shower head, air sealing, which I just talked about, and then CFL light bulbs, up to 10 of them. These are all things at no cost. They're not only products that they receive, they're installed for them also. And then apartment residents, we have an opportunity to refer those out for multi-family, which is what we call it in apartment buildings with 5 or more units. We just ask to be referred to, have the property manager call us, and we'll take care of that also. So, how can you help? Tell your neighbors. Tell your constituents. Tell people to get on the phone. Give us a call. We are ready. We are so excited to be in Saginaw. Consumers Energy looked at the whole state and said, hey, we know the area we want you to be in. It's Saginaw. And we branched out into Bay City. We're also working with them. Our goal is 5,000 homes this year, but that's just our goal. We'll do more. We just need people to call. Get your appointment. It takes 2 hours, and that's probably the most inconvenient thing that the customer will find is the 2 hours that they have to give for the technicians to do that thorough job of the home energy analysis plus install all the products. So, and that's it. Thank you.
Council members, any questions? Councilman Fitzpatrick down there. See, I wasn't sure if you were waving to them or.
Oh, no, I was getting ready. I figured the questions were next, so, yep. Well, first of all, thank you both for being here. I want to thank especially Mr. Bagan for all of the work he's given in regards to quality of life issues here in the city of Saginaw. He's helped us out on council with being on special task forces and things that affect the citizens as well as their employees, because a lot of times what we have is not only employees of consumers that live in the city of Saginaw, but who are here working every single day, and that's a lot of them. We see your trucks everywhere. We see your workers all over the place, and just to let people know that it's a highly technical, highly skilled workforce that you have. We work a lot with our police departments, with our fire departments. I saw that firsthand in a fire that was starting across the street from me this last year with all the storms. The branches were rubbing up against your power lines, and pretty quick there we had not only you there but the fire department. So we know you guys. You have a hotline,
Right.
That you have. I do want to say that I'm a little bit surprised at you, Tom, knowing you for the fine gentleman that you are, that you had this young lady come out on such a cold night here to speak to us. So I do appreciate that, but you're kind of a hard taskmaster, maybe.
Couldn't stop
her.
her.
I couldn't stop her. Okay. Well, one of the things that questions I had, you talked about how consumers has been divested of some of the grid, I guess is the way I would put it. So who owns that now?
There is a whole separate company right now, and it's Interstate Transmission Company that owns that transmission portion. And the reason behind that is we in the state of Michigan are the governing body is the Michigan Public Service Commission. So they have jurisdiction in the state of Michigan, which controls all of our operations except that transmission piece, which is actually interstate. So if you looked at how the interstate portion of that system is connected, it's actually connected to Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, into Wisconsin, Illinois, and actually up into Canada. It's all interconnected. So because that is multi-state, it falls under the federal jurisdiction. and we're governed under the state jurisdiction. So back in 2000, we were required, it wasn't something we chose to do, we're required to divest ourselves of that portion of the system that was under federal control, but we still retain ownership and responsibility for everything that's within the state of Michigan.
I remember about 10 years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago, there was a major outage throughout the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was during the hot part of the summer, so the usage. But it's where the word grid got a lot of popular use.
Mm-hmm.
And if that were to happen today, how would things be different?
Well, I will tell you that as a result of the learnings from what happened there, there's been investments in the system and reliability. This whole thing falls under the area of reliability. And the thing about reliability is you can spend a lot of money on reliability, but you really see nothing tangible. You can put better wires, new poles, a lot of different things, but it's not very tangible. But I will tell you that a lot of the investments that you saw in there that we made were reliability investments here in the city of Saginaw. So similarly, there's been investments that are made to the transmission part of the system, which is really what happened in there. The transmission, we had an issue that happened in Ohio, the state of Ohio, and because that entire transmission system is interconnected in that whole area there, when something happened in Ohio, a whole series of things happened as a result of that, and it just took down one area and another area and another area and another area. And it's all interconnected, which is why that generation and that supply side is so key in here. When something happens, that zero-sum game, whenever we have less than zero, that's one of the kinds of things that can happen. So I will tell you there's been a lot of investments that we have done in our system to prevent that from happening on our system. Similar, there's been investments that ITC and other companies have made on their system to prevent that from happening. Can we say that that cannot happen again? I don't think that's true. But I will tell you that all of the utilities that are involved in doing that have made investments to minimize the chance that that can happen.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.